Hey friends, and welcome back. Today we are making two chicken dishes. We're gonna meal prep two chicken dishes together. So the first one is a chicken Waldorf salad. So basically a chicken salad. And the second one is cilantro, lime, chicken breasts, and some veggies. We will start with the chicken Waldorf salad. So let's get going on that. Both of these are recipes from Skinny Taste. That's a website that I found on Pinterest, and she just has really great recipes that are macro friendly. They seem to be, lower calorie, lower carb, and they always taste really good. So both of these are her recipes. I'll link those down in the description box below if you want to go find them and make them yourself. The Waldorf salad, so that one is chicken, 14 ounces of chicken. Well, I'm doubling the recipe, so 14 ounces of chicken, 2 apples peeled and cubed, 2 cups of grapes cut in half, a half a cup of mayo. It calls for light mayo, but all I have is regular. 4 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, salt and pepper, and then at the end, so you would combine everything with some spring mix and some pecans on top at the end before you eat it. I am also gonna have to leave out the celery. I meant to put celery on the grocery list and I forgot it. So I don't have any celery, but I do have celery seed. So I may put some celery seed in there and see how that tastes. But we'll give it a taste test and see if we think we need it. The recipe asks you to poach the chicken with one of the celery stalks, but it's a Sunday. I usually meal prep on Sundays, and I just didn't want to take the time to poach it, honestly. So I've got chicken in the crock pot. This has been cooking for a couple hours now. I'll get it out probably in about 15 minutes and dice it up. The recipe also calls for chicken breasts, but what I had left in the freezer was chicken thighs, so I'm using chicken thighs. You guys can tell that I'm gonna use a few substitutions in the recipe. It also asks for red grapes, but all Aldi had when we were there were green grapes. So instead of red grapes, I'm using green grapes. I think it'll be fine though. We'll just combine everything together and it really sounds like it should taste good. We've got our apples and the grapes in the bowl now. Next is mayonnaise. The recipe calls for a quarter cup of mayonnaise, but I'm doubling the recipe. So a half cup of mayo. Oh, I need a spatula. Four tablespoons of Greek yogurt. Some salt. This is Himalayan pink salt. And pepper. The only thing left is the chicken. So the chicken is done. The recipe asks for you to cube up the chicken, but I just checked it in the crock pot and it's fallen apart. So I think ours is gonna be shredded chicken. Let me show you. Yeah, if this will focus. There's no way this is gonna cube. It's shredded when I'm trying to take it out of the crock pot. So shredded chicken it is. We've got our apples, grapes, Greek yogurt, and mayonnaise in here. And then I shredded the chicken. This is 14 ounces of that chicken. So again, the recipe calls for 7, but I'm doubling. So in goes the chicken. We'll give this a good mix. Let's give this a taste test and see what it needs. It's good. I could definitely use the celery. I think I am gonna put some celery seed in there. Let's start with maybe a teaspoon of celery seed. Maybe a little less than a teaspoon. Second try with the celery seed. That's better. It definitely needs the celery, or if you forget it, like I did, celery seed seems to work pretty well too. Here's the final chicken salad product, portioned out into 5 containers for dinners this week. I would say this came together super fast, super easy, especially if you cook the chicken in the crock pot ahead of time. 1 meal completed, 1 to go. The chicken salad is done in separate containers and in the fridge now. And we are on to the cilantro, lime, chicken breasts, and veggies. Basically, it's chicken breasts marinated in lime juice, cilantro, salt and pepper, and a little bit of garlic. That's mainly the recipe. You're supposed to grill it, but it's January here in North Carolina and it's really cold today and I don't feel like going outside to the grill, so we're gonna bake ours instead. I'm gonna bake the chicken breasts, and then this is not a part of the Skinny Taste recipe, but I'm also gonna make some broccoli to go along with it as a side. So I'm gonna roast that broccoli as well. Let's get that started. I actually started this marinade several hours earlier into the day so that it would have a few hours to actually marinate in the fridge. So here I'm just making cutlets out of the chicken breasts. So I normally do this for our lunches because I just think a whole chicken breast is too much for a single lunch, and if I make cutlets like this, they seem to cook quicker as well. So just start at the thick end, be really careful with your fingers and slice it down lengthwise. I'm also gonna just half a lime here and juice that in for the marinade. Next, I'm just gonna chop up some cilantro for the marinade as well. And then finally some garlic, salt, and pepper. I covered these and I let them marinate in the fridge for 3 or 4 hours before I pulled them out to put them in the oven. Moving on to the broccoli here, I'm just going to chop that up into small pieces and then toss that with some olive oil, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Spray a sheet pan with some nonstick spray and then get that in the oven. Then I'm going to move on to the chicken and put that on a sheet pan as well. This is what they look like before I put them in the oven. So I'm not sure about the cilantro on the chicken. I've used cilantro before in recipes for, you know, like salsa and things like that, and on tacos, but I've always just put it on top as like a garnish before you serve something. I've never baked it in the oven before, but the recipe doesn't say to take it off before you bake it, and it's definitely in the marinade, so I'm gonna put it in the oven and see what happens, and I'll report back. These are going in the oven. It's preheated to 375, and I'm gonna bake them for 20 minutes. Had a broccoli casualty in the floor while I was trying to put everything together. They came out great. The broccoli took right at 20 minutes for it to be done. The chicken took just 5 extra minutes. I could have maybe pulled it out at 20 minutes, but I was unsure, so I left it for 5 extra minutes. I'm gonna package these all up in our containers for lunches, and we'll be done. Let me taste test this chicken for you guys real quick. So, got a bite. It's good. You can really taste the lime and the cilantro in there. It's good. I would definitely make that again. And it was very easy just to make the marinade and put it in the oven. Definitely worth the time. And you can't get much healthier than that. Would recommend. Okay guys, here you have it. We've got finished chicken and broccoli for lunches. Super healthy, super easy. The marinade took maybe 10 minutes to throw together, and then they took 25 minutes in the oven. But most of that, I mean, that's hands-off time. Super, super easy, great way to get a really healthy lunch with minimal effort. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. I loved cooking with you. And if you liked it too, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.